He loves me. He loves me not. 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 Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self-love and growth. Hi, my collective. So as you can see, trying to tap into the energy of your romance and love at this time to see what type of connection you have or had with the person who was heavily on your mind. So as you can see from the Love Me or Love Me Not oracle, possibilities. I get excited when I think about how incredible we could be together. A red rose is promising. What are we waiting for? Let's do this. Ready. A bouquet of red roses. Incredible. With possibilities and ready, it would seem that you were dealing with someone who was very committed to you at some point in time in your relationship. There are so many feelings I want to share with you, but I'm shy about opening up. Secret. Red rose. Positive. Affirmation that this person had deeper feelings for you even than you possibly knew, collective. I recognize how special and unique you are. Special. Another red rose. So not only this person see the possibility of long-term commitment with you, they kept their feelings secret from you. They were deeper than you even knew. They were ready to propose to you at some point because they recognized how special and unique you actually were to them compared to everyone else or every other relationship that they had. Casual. I think we could have a lot of fun together, but I don't see it progressing into something deeper. And then something happened. External factors came into this person's world. Most likely when they opened up to the people around them, friends, family, coworkers, who they thought that they could trust. Because they were so excited about finding this connection with you, they had to tell someone, right? They had to get advice to make sure that they were on the right track and they were not overanalyzing, overthinking, that they were not fooling themselves. And unfortunately, those people that they opened up to convinced them that they were living in illusion, that you didn't have feelings for them, not as deep as they assumed. So possibilities and being ready turn to now something casual. Then to, I'm open to exploring things with you, but I can't make any promises. And unfortunately, this person not trusting in their own feelings and their own thoughts because of being hurt from the past, chose to listen to these external factors and downgraded. Well, let's see. Welcome back, all my current followers and subscribers. Thank you so much for all your love and support of the channel. All the incoming followers and subscribers, thank you for being here. I'm so glad that you found the channel. Once you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of the other messages that I do upload for you on a daily basis. So Let's see what happened. Let's talk about where your relationship started. Here's confirmation of those illusions that your person, unfortunately, were now living under because they didn't believe in love. They had lost the feeling of believing in love from long before they met you, and you brought back a level of excitement that they had not had in a long time. And unfortunately, they had not used their heart space for a very long time. And when they did, it was broken and manipulated and taken for granted and stomped on. And so they didn't trust their feeling of love. They felt like, after talking to friends, family, coworkers who convinced them that you were not their person, even though everything in their body and their mind told them different. They began to see you just as an illusion. The anticipation that they felt waiting to see you every day was nostalgic. They loved everything about you, collective. They loved your smile. They loved your ambition. They loved your confidence. Just seeing your face and seeing you happy brought them an internal joy that they had not felt in their own life, in their own situation, in a very long time. And again, it had to be too good to be true, right? Or so that's what people convinced them of. So they turned this once promising romance and love situation into a pretentious friendship, because people convinced them that your connection would never be based on anything other than that. It could never develop into an actual romance and last. They also were convinced that you were not honest and real with them, that you had to be a part of their life to use them just like everybody else had used them. You were in their life to take them for granted, take something from them, just like most likely the people who gave them the advice also had. But what they didn't see is that you were there for true love. You were there for a deep and enduring connection, going beyond superficial attraction. You had also been hurt in the past. You were tired of the games. You didn't want another friendship. You wanted them, collective. And even though you knew that they had insecurities and imperfections and they were not always living in their truth, because you saw beyond their eyes into their soul, you saw deep down the pain that they had endured and what they truly wanted out of love and life. You did everything that you could to show them that you were there for them, to give them that you could provide that you were not the same as everyone else in their life that took them for granted, because the only thing that you needed from them was their heart, was their smile, was their jokes, was their wit and their intelligence. All of the things that people could not see on the outside, external to them, you saw in them, and you loved everything about it, and you fell in love with them. And as much as you did to show them that you guys were on the right path, being together, that you were their person, you were the right choice, unfortunately, your person did not hold that same confidence, because they did not hold it within themselves, because they were insecure about who they were or had lost who they were altogether. They were too busy people pleasing to ensure that people accepted them, even people who didn't really give a damn about them, that they no longer valued their connection with you, the chemistry that you guys had between the two of you that was undescribable. And if they ever chose to open up to anyone outside of you about it, again, those people looked on with envy, but they could not see that the people in their lives were envious, again, because of their own insecurity and lack of confidence in who they were. And even though they most likely had you on a pedestal, that didn't help their conscious mind, because there was no way that they could ever be good enough for you. So there had to be a reason that you were sticking around in their life. There had to be a reason why you wanted to be a part of their world. You had to be trying to trap them into proposing to you, apparently. You were planning to trap them into committing to you, even though collective, you already knew that this person was not ready for commitment in their actions and their behavior, but you settled for the connection, the chemistry, because you love this person just that much, that you were not trying to rush them into anything that you knew they were not ready for. Why? To turn into another disaster. You had already gotten out of your own disaster. You were not trying to head for another one. But again, this person saw you as an illusion, a person with motives, because that's what people in their lives had convinced them of, unfortunately. Instead of them trusting their own intuition and their own gut, they believed them. And they threw away the gift that they were given. You were a gift to them. You wanted to be a gift to them. You wanted them to see you as someone who they had prayed for, because obviously this person had gone through their own heartbreak and pain in the past, and they had lived a life of a lie behind a mask to cover up the heartache and pain, because they could not get past what they felt. They could not let go of resentment for the people that had hurt them. They didn't know how to heal because they were not taught. And because they grew up in a household where a loveless relationship was acceptable. So although you fell fast because you felt the true love between the two of you, and they also fell fast for you, even though they would never admit it to you. You had two people in love with each other, but not on the same page. Two people in love with each other who could have been each other's worlds and helped each other grow, heal, and evolve, and been a power couple of abundance, financially and in love. However, one person had deeper wounding that was yet to be seen. Collective, that you were not prepared for, that you could not heal within them. Unfortunately, with all of the love that you gave, it was never going to be enough. So this person became distant from you, and you couldn't understand all of a sudden why the distant. But just like we talked about in the beginning, those external factors, those people whispering in their ear, made them believe that they were delusional. And so unfortunately, they started being toxic with you. They started treating you as less than the angel that you were, less than your worth. And you were left standing and confused, waiting for an apology that would never come. Lost about how things changed so drastically that now you were stuck in heartbreak. When you thought that you had true love because you felt so much for this person, so much chemistry, and you know that it was mutual between the two of you, but how did it turn into heartbreak? That is the question. So you went from being alone to having a connection to someone that you thought that you trusted. And unfortunately, while your intuition was most likely correct, the person that you were connecting to was not ready. So what's the truth? What actually happened between the two of you? What was their behavior like towards you? What were the feelings that you felt as the confusion set in, as you completely did not understand the change in direction? You realized or felt with their actions that this person never actually loved you. That's how you felt because you began to feel as if this person gave you nothing but illusions with how their behavior went 180 and completely changed without any acknowledgement, without you understanding how out of the blue someone could feel something so deeply. And you knew it because you feel energy, you felt their energy, and it's not something that can be faked. And then all of a sudden, energy was withdrawn. So in order for you to now move forward, you had to remove them from your energy, from your space, from your mind. You had to stop overthinking because it was becoming exhausting, because you knew that you were never going to get answers. But all you could think about was now the love bombing, which wasn't really love bombing because this person actually truly felt things for you. But now with their changed behavior due to listening to people in their life external to your relationship, in your eyes, you were love bombed. Confirmation. You were left in confusion. You were used, then discarded. There was a lot of back and forth energy between this person and you. And all you could do is now see them in your dreams. They only wanted you around when it was convenient. They stopped valuing their time with you, and they broke your trust. So true love turned into broken trust because of the lies, the deception, the disrespect, the weird behavior, the hot and cold mixed signals. So something that was so beautiful turned so ugly. What was unspoken between the two of you? Because at some point you walked away and you decided, this is not for me. This is no longer for me. You chose to take your power back. You were tired of the disrespect. You were tired of being in love with someone who was not even in love with themselves. And that's when you realize this person could never love you because they did not know how to love themselves. It was a hard pill to swallow, but a lesson learned, wisdom gained, heartbreak produced. But what was the unspoken truth between the two of you? What was never said? If love had a weight, would you still carry it? The weight of trying to love this individual became so heavy. And while you were strong mentally, physically, even in any energy, feminine or masculine, that weight became too heavy for you to hold. You realized that this person was not someone that you can hold on to and survive on your own. So you had to let go because your heart was breaking. Your connection was intense and it scared them. And again, because they did not believe in their own heart, they listened to people external to them because they had insecurities about who they were and the choices they've made in the past. And it had to be an illusion. But like I said in the beginning, that connection was so strong. The chemistry between the two of you was so intense that they convinced themselves that it was an illusion. It was nothing because it was easier. It was easier to understand. And it meant not having to be responsible for what they felt. I pretend I don't care, but I see you in my dreams. This person dreams about you just as much as you most likely dream about them. They dream about you often, and they erased every trace of you except what's in their mind. And you being in their mind is never going to go away because this person will never forget that feeling of true love that they most likely never had in their life ever, not even in their past relationships or current. People convinced them that what they were searching for was not really what they truly wanted. People convinced them that what you guys had was not real. It was a figment of their imagination. But because this person could not see the envy in those people's eyes external to them, they could not see that the people external to them wishing the downfall of this relationship was because they were miserable, and there was no way that you collective and this person were going to be happy when they were miserable. Unfortunately, your person missed it. They missed the clues of the real unspoken truth. So losing you, collective, taught this person that love is not about possession. Love is not about holding someone hostage and telling lies to keep them close, even when you can't give them what they deserve. Love is about feeling free, but choosing to be captured by the person you love. But unfortunately, your person chose everyone external to you because they didn't even choose themselves. You gave this person the sweetest dreams and the harshest reality. And no one else will ever compare to you, collective. No one else will ever be able to bring that level of chemistry and energy and love and protection and support and guidance that you gave to your person. And unfortunately, this is a hard lesson that this person had to learn and is still learning, most likely. But because you took your power back and walked away, you are now free as this bird flying out of this cage to now love again, to now heal, to grow, to evolve, to find love, to find someone that truly sees you. And you are being guided at this time. So keep your faith, keep healing, keep using your intuition. Your dreams are very, very important at this time because they are filled with answers to maybe questions that you never received answers to. So trust yourself. Trust yourself. Let me wrap this up with some music oracle. Let's see how the music oracle would describe the connection between the two of you. Peaches and Cream by 112, Sexual Desires. Yes, this person definitely now sits back and dreams and has sexual desires for you. They long for your intimacy, they long for your touch, they long for the closeness. They definitely are lusting after you because they realize that you guys were a soul connection. Thinking out loud, Ed Sheeran. This was a soul connection, something that they have not been able to reciprocate, duplicate, find again, feel again. It was special between the two of you. But unfortunately, now they are probably stuck with a karmic bad romance by Lady Gaga. They are now realizing the difference between this current karmic relationship and the relationship between the two of you. They are realizing they lost a true soul connection. Yes, but they still want you. Bedrock, Young Money, I want you. They still want you, collective, because again, you were one of a kind, unforgettable, and unfortunately, they allowed others to convince them that you were typical, that you were a user, that you were an illusion, that you were not what their heart felt all along. And now all they can do is dream and desire you on a sexual level because they've lost a true soul connection. If this message resonated for you, please hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me. But until next time, you guys, bye.